Hey everybody!
Hey.
So today we are doing our shoulder treatment video part 2. More specifically, we're treating infraspinatus.
Yep, and infraspinatus, for those of you who aren't familiar, is actually part of your rotator cuff. And speaking of that, if those of you who are feeling like you have rotator cuff injuries, infraspinatus is going to be a big part of that, okay? As well as those of you who are having shoulder joint, like you feeling like you have pain inside the joint, or if you have pain here on the outside or the front of the shoulder, and also if that pain radiates down through here, down through the arm and into the hand, it's infraspinatus.
Yeah. And I just wanted to mention our shoulder treatment part 1 video where we treated deltoids for similar pain symptoms. If you've already treated deltoids and that didn't get rid of it, you may need to treat infraspinatus.
Yep.
So grab a ball and a blank wall and let's get started.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to warm up our shoulders a little bit, get some blood flowing, and hopefully make this treatment go a little bit more smoothly. So let's just do some small arm circles forward and backwards and forward and backwards. All right, got some blood flowing?
Yeah.
That's good. So let's treat our infraspinatus on our right side. Now this can be a little bit tricky because you might lose the ball a couple times. Some people have told me that they'll take one of their old socks that they've lost its partner and slide their tennis ball or their lacrosse ball into it and toss it over their shoulder actually to treat this muscle. So feel free to try that. Now Bree is going to show you exactly where we're starting to treat. Infraspinatus lays on the actual shoulder blade. So it's going to feel like you're on the bone and you may have to adjust your pressure. You'll notice I'm not leaning into it really hard out here. Actually, that's too much pressure. I'm just leaning in a little bit. Okay, and I'm starting at this outside superior corner. See if you find anything that radiates there. And for me, that one actually is traveling up towards my neck just a little bit. And now we're going to move in down just a little bit from there, still on the outside of the shoulder blade. And there's not much there for me, so I'm going to roll in towards the spine, but I'm still on the shoulder blade. We're not in between the shoulder blades. You have to be on the actual bone to treat this muscle.
Whole time. Yep.
And that's oftentimes why this muscle is missed if you are already into foam rolling, because you feel like you're rolling over your shoulder blade, because you are. And most people don't think to treat that area.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna move just a little bit. You're seeing me come up on my tippy toes, but you can also just change the ball with your hand if you'd like. So now I'm in the lower center portion of the shoulder blade.
Kind of like right about here.
Right about there. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's do the other side. Starting at the superior lateral portion of the shoulder blade.
Or the upper outer.
And for me, this trigger point is radiating down into my triceps.
Yeah, so I didn't mention all of the trigger point referrals. Those of you who, for whatever reason, are having that in between the shoulder blade pain, or if you're having some odd outer elbow pain, sometimes it's infraspinatus that's actually causing those pain responses.
Okay, now I'm moving into the medial superior portion of the scapula.
Or the middle upper.
Ooh, and that one burns. But it just kind of spreads out from the area. It's not shooting anywhere. The pain just gets a little larger than the spot I'm pressing on.
Now, I didn't mention this earlier, but those of you who have trouble or you have pain bringing your arm back down from doing something overhead, so say you're up here and then when you come back down, you actually have pain in this region, that's also infraspinatus in most cases.
You know what a lot of people tell me when I treat infraspinatus? They tell me, I have pain reaching behind in the car to get my purse out of the back seat.
That too, yeah. Anything back behind here, and you're having pain in that like weird like shoulder blade area, infraspinatus.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and now let's move to the lower portion of the shoulder blade. Remember, you're staying on the bone here, and it's a very thin muscle. You don't have to press too hard. And on a pain scale of 1 to 10, you want to keep these areas that you're pressing on like a 5 to a 7, if an 8 is where you want to pull away. And we go into more detail about how to find trigger points, what they are, and how to treat them in our intro to trigger point therapy video. So go ahead and check that out. Last little bit here, ooh, I just found a really good one. So this one is radiating right in between my shoulder blades like you were talking about. And it's giving me almost like a sharp, it's sharp, but it's also spreading out like an ache.
I had a couple that were actually firing, but felt like into the joint, like inside.
And you can also add, like we've mentioned in other videos, while you're treating your infraspinatus, feel free to add motion.
A little bit of active release also.
So that you're doing a little more ART, because actually when I start to add that spot that just released, as soon as I lift my arm here, it comes back and it radiates into my mid-deltoid. So I could hold that and finish treating it as well.
Yep.
All right, so now that we treated our infraspinatus, we're just gonna stretch our triceps a little bit. Go ahead and take your left hand, pat yourself on the back, take your right hand, grab that elbow and pull it down. Okay, and shake that out. Take your right hand, pat yourself on the back, grab that left elbow. Okay, and for this next one, Bree's going to do the same stretch that we did on her left and her right shoulder, and I'm going to show you one more variation. You can also, if your shoulders are flexible enough, and switch. Okay, well, thank you for being a part of our shoulder treatment video part 2, and be sure to check out our shoulder treatment video part 1 so that you can roll your deltoids, because they cause similar pain to infraspinatus.
Yep. And also, if you guys aren't doing it already, make sure you hit follow and you turn on your post notifications so that way you guys get all of the rest of our videos from here on out. And also, if you have a friend that's in pain, don't let them be in pain anymore. Send this video on over to them.
Absolutely.
Alrighty?
Have a great day.
Have a good one.